she'd been here, Ms. Jones had shown she understood instructions and could successfully proof her own work, which was better than the misfits he'd gone through in the first 3 weeks. But her methods were all over the place, much like her shifting hips. "Ms. Jones, surely you could have called maintenance to handle this for you?" he asked impatiently. "Gracious, I'm not going to call maintenance just for a plug-in. The cord is just a little short, that's all. I'll be finished here in a moment. Did you need something?" Wiggle, bend, wiggle. Rick groaned as heat flared through him once again, and he almost strangled on his own breath. Did he need something? Was she kidding? He'd be lucky to remember his own name at the moment. He should walk away, just end the torment. Yet everything in him denied him the option of leaving her vulnerable to another man's approach. He glanced around sharply to make sure no male neared the vicinity. They were alone, both a blessing and a curse. "Ms. Jones, I insist you remove yourself from under there this instant," he bit out. "I've almost got it, but it's stuck. Can you push the cord through from that side?" she asked. Anything to bring this scene to a close. He moved behind the desk and bent forward to shove the electric stapler closer to the opening for cords. Unfortunately, the hole was full and the cord buckled up instead of dropping down. He hesitated. He'd have to step between her legs to get the leverage he needed, and somehow that seemed too intimate. "Rick?" "Just a blasted minute. You have too many cords in here." Manning up, he carefully placed his foot in the narrow opening between her shins and leaned over her to reach the tangle of cords. He shoved at the stubborn cord, and his weight shifted, bringing his knee in contact with the soft cushion of her butt. "Aha!" she exclaimed. He nearly jumped out of his skin in his hurry to retreat to safety. "That did it!" Triumph rang in her voice. He kept his gaze carefully plastered to her screensaver, a picture of her with her brother and sister, as she backed out and dusted off her hands. "Thanks for the help." Her leaf-green eyes smiled as she ran a hand down the length of her mahogany ponytail to check it was smooth. "What can I do for you?" His mind went blank. Why had he stopped at her desk? "You can stay out from under your desk. We have maintenance on site for a reason. Next time, use them," he ordered. Turning on his heel, he returned to his office. His stomach growled as he sat behind his desk, reminding him of his original mission. He ignored it. He'd rather go hungry than wander out that door again. The corner of Savannah Jones's lip curled upward in perplexed amusement as she watched her boss disappear into his office. What had that been about? He'd never even said what he wanted. And for the first time, the look in his piercing blue eyes sent a tingle zinging down her spine. She shook it off and took her seat. His high-handed attitude was nothing new, nor was his gruffness. Truly, the man could teach Grim to the Reaper. But his agitation and the fact he couldn't hold her gaze was. It was almost as if she'd made him nervous. How interesting. At 6'1", with thick dark hair, broad shoulders, narrow hips, and piercing blue eyes, Rick Sullivan had it all over Dr. McDreamy. And oh, Savannah had it bad for Dr. McDreamy. Wait. What was she thinking? Rick made her tingle? She made him nervous? Neither emotion belonged in the workplace, and neither was good when there was no future for them except as colleagues. She loved her new job, the challenge, the diversity, the responsibility. Executive assistant to the CEO of Sullivan's Jewels, a family-owned jewelry chain, was more than she'd ever dreamed of, more than she'd ever dared to hope for. Especially with her varied work history.